Hello YouTube, it's your boy Tragic Grills. As you can see, um, came across some news of the PS 4.5. According to this article, won't have its own games, just an upgrade PS4. So it's gonna be kind of like how the Xbox. If y'all haven't, if y'all didn't know, the Xbox One Slim was just like a little mini upgrade with the RAM. The only thing they did is they overclocked the RAM, or they put more RAM in it to make it run a little bit smoother than what the original Xbox 360 was doing. But that's basically what they doing with this one. Except the only thing different is they actually overclocking the GPU and overclocking the CPU this time. Whereas the Xbox One, on thing they did is overclock the CPU or whatnot. But as of what I've been seeing is that people are speculating that this PS 4.5 will be able to play 4K games or output 4K. But to me, I think the only thing it'll probably be outputting is like 4K movies, or like a 4K HDMI port. That's probably the only thing that's gonna be added onto the PS4. But you ain't gonna be able to play the games at 4K. Now, people's gonna make arguments. They're gonna sit there and lie and trying to make a video of them putting their PS4 system to output at 4K. But the game is not gonna be played in 4K. It's gonna downscale to 1080p. And it's going to run a little smoother at 1080p. That's what I'm thinking what these specs is doing. To me, I think the specs is not any greater than the 950 or the 270X from AMD. I don't think it's any better than those GPUs as of what I'm seeing right now. The only thing they did is up the clock speed and the RAM percentage speed and all that. And that's the only thing they did as of what we've been saying. I think the 4K is basically going to allow the PS4 to be able to use like 4K media, like it says right here, and I think it's gonna be a 4K port added onto it. That's the only thing. It's not gonna be able to play games at 4K, but I think it will probably be able to play like the older games, like the older titles at 4K. Maybe the PS3 games at 4K. Not all the 4K PS3 games, but you know what I mean. Like some PS3 games, like old indie games, Ultra Street Fighter 4. We might be able to play that at 4K, maybe, because I can play that at 4K on my GPU that I have now, the 750 Ti. It won't be 60 frames per second, but you can play it at 4K. 60 frames per second is not ideal. There's people that want it to be that so it can have a smoother experience, but I think the only thing that the PS 4.5 will be able to be doing is 1080p 60 frames per second, better than what it's doing right now. You won't see as many games at 1080p 30 frames per second when you see the 4.5 come out. That's what I'm thinking what they're gonna do. Because why would a $399 system be able to outperform a 980 Ti? Not even a 980 Ti can play games at 4K max settings or 4K 60 frames per second yet. That GPU is like $600 or $700, and people are still saying that $400 system or console at that matter will play a game at 4K. No, it would not. There's no way in the world that Sony would sit up there and spend more money, and then when they put in this system for you to pay $400 for it. If anything, the system will have to be paid like $4,000 for you to be able to play a 4K system made by Sony, because the system will have to have marketing prices. Like, just to release a $4,000 system will cost more money than what you think. Like, I mean, they can't just sit there and give you to you like for $400. They be losing money than they actually gaining money if that's the case. Now, the only thing they did is, since parts are getting cheaper, the GPUs are getting cheaper, the only thing they did is got the upgraded version of their GPU that they have now and overclocked it, and then they overclocked their RAM, they overclocked their CPU, and it's a little bit faster and runs a little bit smoother. Instead of having 18 compute units, it has 32 compute units. I repeat, 18 compute units and to 32 compute units. So it didn't double. It barely doubled. It kind of, like, you could say, got a little faster, or more compute units, the better. The more it can hold, like, the more CPU, the better. Same thing. It's like 8 cores is better than 6 cores. 6 cores is better than 4. When it comes to multitasking, when it comes to CPUs, the more compute units, the more it can handle up on screen. So this will allow the PS4 to be able to play most of their games at 1080p 60 frames per second. But I'm not going to say that they're going to play every game at 1080p 60 frames per second, because you know what happened last time. They said every game was going to be 1080p 60 frames per second, and now we hear, and some of their games are 30 frames per second 1080p. So hopefully y'all understand where I'm coming from. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. Have a nice. Oh no, don't have a nice day yet. Uh, Another news came across my screen that the Xbox 1.5 might be thought about. Like it's in the making. Like they actually using some tech demos and people are actually testing it out on their booth or whatnot. Is what I heard. This is not truth. It's just a rumor. Don't take my word for granted or whatever. Don't take my word for the best of the best. Like it's not the truth. I don't know what to say right there, but don't take my word and just go run with it. Don't run with my word. The only thing I'm going off of is links that I've been seeing. Now I know that Phil Spencer or whoever the Xbox executive said for the Xbox One upgrade won't happen, but what I've been hearing is that it's in the making. Like somebody's actually making the Xbox 1.5 to come out to actually have some improvements. Now we don't know when it's gonna come out. This is a new Xbox architecture, so I don't know if it's like a brand new Xbox One that it might come out in the next 3 years or so. But as what I've been seeing is that it's just in the making. Doesn't mean it's gonna come out. Doesn't mean it's gonna get released anytime soon. You just see. I really don't care about Microsoft doing that. The only thing I care about is that if this PS4.5 will leave everybody behind when it comes to gaming. Now, a lot of people are going to feel disturbed because they paid the same amount of money that has been listed for the pricing for the PS4.5. So think about it. If you paid $1,000 for the PS4, right, and then they come out with another PS4 that's better than it a year later for $1,000 for the same price tag, you would be pissed, guaranteed. Yeah, now I'm gonna end it off now. Hit that like button, subscribe, and comment, and have a nice day. This is my new YouTube channel. My old YouTube channel, you can't comment, so you can comment on this channel. I'm getting views. People are actually coming to my channel to watch me, so yes, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment.